Welcome to the One Decision Away podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman, an entrepreneur, author, content creator, and founder of Kellyanne Cares. This is your space for mindset shifts, personal growth, wellness over 40, productivity, my favorite, and creating a life that feels aligned and intentional. Here we talk about real experiences, reinvention, new chapters, and what it actually takes to rebuild, refocus, and move forward with clarity. Every day you have the opportunity to make a new choice, and that one choice can change everything. Because you're one decision away from a completely different life. Let's get started. Hello. I'm so excited to have you back today because I am going to share with you how you can start your very own podcast with $0 down. You can launch, you can market, you can monetize. You're going to learn all the things from this episode. And let me just say one thing. It may seem difficult at first, but I'm going to keep it so simple. And how I know this is because this show you're listening to right now is actually my 31st podcast that I have written, produced, and developed. I know. I developed podcasts for a living for many, many years after I launched my first show back in 2017. And 9 years is how long that show was running for. I just ended it to launch this one. So if you scroll back when you're done with this episode and listen to episode number 1, that shares why I closed that chapter of my life and I pivoted and I rebranded. And you are listening to the One Decision Away podcast right now. So when I first launched my show, I used a hosting platform called Blueberry where they syndicate everything for you. And now I'm doing Substack. Because I just wanted a simple RSS feed, which is basically the link for the show, I knew I could get it on other platforms once I syndicate the RSS feed, but I also wanted it to live somewhere that had a community, somewhere I could chat with you, somewhere I could go live with you, somewhere where I can engage with more women my age in the notes section, and also just create an environment that was like happier, healthier, more positive, and more productive for me personally and also my brand. And I feel like right now Substack is where it's at. And this is my third Substack I've actually had. It's a long story, but you can actually have a free and paid content depending on what you're talking about. And uploading shows is seriously so simple. But I want to keep this show short and sweet because I just need you to write this down. This is something that I did with all of my podcast clients back in the day, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I said, fill out this Word doc, and it would always help me get inside of their brain to see how I could write their intro, their outro, and their official show description. The who, what, where, why, when. I literally would write that in a Word doc. I'm like, answer these questions. Who is the show for? What are listeners going to learn? Where can listeners find you? Like your social media, what platforms the show is on. Why are you even sharing this? Like, did you go through a crazy health journey, or are you pivoting? Are you rebranding? Do you want to launch a show? Do you have a book? Like, why are you sharing this type of content? Is it more personal, professional, or both, like mine? When can your listeners expect a show? Like what day of the week, what time, what platform, all of those things. And then what are you going to talk about? What are the topics? And also, like, you need to have some kind of a schedule. Right now, I'm just posting as I go and when I'm feeling inspired, but I am going to create a schedule where I'm writing posts on Substack certain days of the week and shows come out certain days of the week. But right now I have a really great momentum and the podcast is already heard in 8 countries and we have quadrupled our downloads in this past week. So I'm just going. That's my vibe right now. But eventually when I slow down, it's going to be more of 2 posts and 2 podcast episodes. I think that's what I'm going to do. And you want to also get a journal, a new notebook, because this is going to be a new project for yourself. And you want to write down, what are you going to name it? What type of brand are you going to have that coincides with it? And you want to launch usually with some kind of a library of episodes. Normally, when I would develop shows for my clients, I would usually launch with 4 episodes so that somebody could binge your episodes. But what I did differently this time is that I had more Substack posts than episodes because I really just wanted to drive traffic to the trailer and have people guessing like, oh my God, like, why did you just end your 9-year show? I'm so confused. And now you have a brand new one. So I did something different this time that I've never done before, and it definitely paid off. As far as recording goes, I record on my iPhone and I produce the show in Audacity, which is free software for my PC. A lot of people that have a Mac use GarageBand or other formulas or not formulas, what's the word I'm looking for? Programs. And right now I'm sharing everything with you that's mostly free because I want you to share your story. I want you to grow your brand. When I'm recording with guests, I used to do Zoom or Google Meet, and I think I could download the lives on Substack. I have to do my research on that tomorrow, actually, or maybe tonight. But that's when I would take out my Blue Yeti microphone, and then I would just pop that in my PC and record on Audacity, which again is free. I have a converter. It's an MP4 to MP3 converter for the files. So basically think like you need to convert a video file to an audio file. Or if you're going to keep the video, then you don't need it. But I don't do videos. I do audio podcasts, which is podcasts aren't videos. They're actually just audio, and RSS feed is audio. But now everybody's turning them into like shows. So they call them podcasts. But back in the day, in like technical terms, an RSS feed is MP3 only. So I have a converter on my PC that will convert the file for me. And then I include it into my intro. And if I'm running ads or commercials or anything like that, into Audacity, I produce the show. And I could do a whole visual on this. I do have some videos for when it was like behind the scenes when I was launching this show. I did it in real time on my Everything is Messy TikTok. So scroll back a couple weeks and you can find that content there. When it comes to designing your podcast and your images and your artwork, I just use Canva. And you can get probably like a month free trial if you use Canva. And I do my social media covers. I do all of my LinkedIn stuff. I launch my episodes with certain graphics and artwork, and all of that is provided to you through Substack, believe it or not. So you can change so much. And when you launch, you want to repurpose your podcast episodes every single day. I did this through a LinkedIn newsletter, which was very, very successful, which is why my last show was heard in 118 countries. I'm constantly repurposing episodes. On Sunday night, which is tonight, I will be preparing my week ahead. And that would include which day of the week am I pushing out a different episode. A previous episode, not a brand new one. That's on top. I'm repurposing my content always. A tool that I use to do this, there's two. IFTTT, if this then that.com. Check it out. It used to always be free, but now you just get like a couple things that will convert and repurpose. But I also use repurpose.io. In the show notes, there'll be a 2-week trial for you that you could grab. I've been using it for about 8.5, almost 9 years. I'd say like between 8 and 9 years because my last show was 9 years. It repurposes all of my content. So basically, if you're watching my videos on Pinterest, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, those are actually originally from TikTok. So I upload on one platform and I tell it where to go. So that saves you time, money, and energy when it comes to repurposing your content. So if you're using little apps like Headliner or what's the other one, like Riverside or something that gives you graphics with the audio on top, you definitely want to make sure that you're using tools that are going to save you time, money, and energy, and as many that are free. So Substack is free. The link in my bio that I use for all of my social media accounts is Linktree. That's free. All of my landing pages that I just rebranded, kellyannecares.com, everythingismessy.com goes to my Linktree, so all my links live there. My Messy to Momentum coaching program, all of that is brand new. LinkedIn, I do new graphics when I update my profile. So that actually was done yesterday, and I spent like a solid 4 hours updating my LinkedIn, my newsletter, my company page, my experience, my show, like literally everything. It's a whole new look and vibe over there, and I'm super, super proud of it. If you're not using LinkedIn for your podcast, you are seriously missing out. Other than repurpose.io, there's a 2-week trial. Canva graphics, you could probably get a free month. And you always want to make sure once you launch your podcast that you can track your stats. So usually first of every month I do this, but right now I'm doing it every single morning because it's a new show and I'm so excited. And you could do it once a week once like your momentum slows down. But I just wanted to share a couple of things with you that would really help you out when it comes to trying to figure out like the who, what, where, why, when. Like, why are you even going to have a podcast? Do you want to launch it because, like I said earlier, like you're going through a personal growth journey or health and wellness, or you have a story to share, you have a brand, a service, a mission? Like, do you want to monetize your show? Because you can start doing that from the very first day through coaching programs, through courses, through ebooks, through regular books that you've written, like paperbacks. If you have some kind of a membership or community, through affiliate links. paid subscribers. Like I said, Substack, you can have free and paid subscribers. You can have sponsorships. You can have brand partnerships. You can have speaking opportunities. You want to, in your show notes, like I do, always have a call to action, driving traffic somewhere. So whether you want to go buy my book, Everything is Messy, because you're ready to get organized and get the life that you truly deserve, and plus you like delicious, healthy recipes, head to the show notes. Go to everythingismessy.com. You can see all of my links. I'm constantly driving traffic to other things that I've created for you, which is what I want you to do as well. So if you're just doing a podcast because you're so passionate about a certain topic, say like true crime, you want to drive traffic to your Instagram so that people can watch you in real time in your stories. You see what I'm saying? And then as far as the business aspect goes to it, there's so much more I can dive into, but I just wanted to kind of do like a short and sweet episode and let you know that like it may seem so difficult to launch a podcast, but I want you to know that you can keep it as simple as possible, and also that there are absolutely no rules when it comes to podcasting. You can be as creative as you want. And the thing that's going to take you the most amount of time is researching, brainstorming. The rest is going to be super simple. You're going to set up systems. You're going to figure out how to monetize, because why wouldn't you want to monetize from a podcast? And the way that you're going to do that from episode 1 is with affiliate links and driving traffic to something that you already have with paid subscriptions. If you don't know how to pitch brands, if you don't know how to get sponsorships, if you don't know what verbiage to use, like there are so many tools that are available for you for free. I would love to teach you more on this topic if you want to dive deeper into the like strategies of like how I've run a podcast now for over 9 years, why I pivoted, and if you want me to just take a deep dive on your content or just sit there and listen and be like, okay, I think that you should go this direction on your show. Like if you're super passionate about multiple topics, what is it that you really want to talk about? Can you create a series around certain topics? Like say you're really into true crime and you're really into reality TV and you're really into something else. Like you can create series around that. There's no rules. As long as you are constantly letting your listeners know where to find you and when and what to expect. And if you need to take a break, which I've done plenty of times, you can also write them a Substack blog. Like, hey, I'm taking a break from the show. Like always let them know, because that's when they're always going to come back for more. You want to make sure from the start, from episode 1, you are creating that community and that know, like, and trust factor. Or maybe you already have that and you're like, hey, it's time for a podcast. I'm so excited. Like, get excited about it. That's the best part. But you're going to spend the most time researching and trying to figure out like what it is you really want to do. So if you want to hop on a call, you want to brainstorm, you want to strategize, you want to really like niche down and like figure out like what it is you really want to talk about, or how you're going to produce it, or how you're going to record, or anything like that, I invite you to check out the show notes, because I am going to show you how I track everything, how I do everything like in real time, and I will hold your hand. I'm doing a very special coaching program just for this, not program, promo. We're hopping on a call. It's going to be like 60 to 90 minutes, and I am going to lay out everything that you could possibly need and more for a very low price, just so that you could start and take it on your own and go launch it like within a month. Like literally within a week, you could get everything done. If you're not familiar with the tech, if you're not familiar with the repurposing, if you're not familiar with the production, let me tell you, you have to launch before it's perfect. Everything is messy. Hello, I wrote a book on this. I just want you to know that there's no rules. I will say this over and over and over again. And people care more about your content than you taking out the likes and the ums. I can't remember the last time I edited my show looking for that, because I'm so passionate about what I do, and I know that nobody cares. Like I've had bronchitis, I've been sneezing, dogs are barking, the long guys show up. Like I leave all of that in, depending on whether or not I have guests. But I've been a solo show for the last 4 years. So, and I've had some guests sprinkled, but like I did have guests on solid every week for a couple of years, which I am getting back to in the fall, which I cannot wait for you to hear who's coming on the show. But in the meantime, if you want to dive deeper, if you really want to hop on a call with me and strategize and brainstorm and do all the things so that you could take it from there and launch your podcast, knowing that you are going to monetize from your very first episode, set up systems so that they all will repurpose for you. So again, you're saving time, money, and energy. Book a call with me. The link will be in the show notes, but I just want you to know that again, there's no rules. It's not as difficult as it seems. You're going to keep it as simple as possible. And until next time, keep believing in yourself, keep moving forward, and remember you are always one decision away from a completely different life. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything about this podcast, you know where to find me over on our brand new Instagram, the One Decision Away Podcast. And I'm here to support you. So if you have any questions, drop them in the show notes over on Substack. Make sure you're subscribed to Substack so that you get full access to our community chat and my notes and my blog posts and all of that stuff. I haven't put a paid cap on it yet, so everything is free 99. So ask me anything over there. And I've been spending a lot more time on Threads too, so you can find me at Kellyanne Gorman Official over on Threads, but all my links are in the notes, or you could just go to everythingismessy.com and all my info lies there. But if you have any specific questions on the content, on production, on the strategy, on launching, on monetizing, on repurposing, let me know and I will answer your questions. Until next time.